Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 GameCube review. Today I'm going to take a look at Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike, which if you've never played it before is basically a flight sim but with Star Wars people. So anyway, at the start here you've got single player, you can put it on cooperative, which is actually the entirety of the last game, like all the missions and all that of Rogue Squadron 2, but you can only play it on co-op, you can't play single. To find out more about that game, head to my channel, check out the review. You can also play versus one-on-one dogfights, which is just simply well, it's what you'd expect. It's the main game, but instead of shooting enemies, you shoot your mates. So anyway, options, you've got things like the Rogue Heroes, which are the high scores, pass codes, where you can use some cheats if you want to unlock some things faster, or you can unlock them the real way by getting medals and stuff. Game settings, you've got the usual, you've got things like the enemy camera, the auto roll, crosshairs, things like that. Video settings, you can change it to 60 Hz if you want to, or 50 Hz. Sound settings, you've got the music, you've got the speech, things like that. Language is obviously language. And special feature, well, you've got a couple cool things this time. You've got the arcade, you've got audio tests and stuff like that. But the arcade is basically 3 of the old games. It's like the original arcade Star Wars games. So you've got Star Wars, Empire and Jedi, but you have to unlock them. So I'm just going to quickly go on to Star Wars, because I might as well show them off, because they are in the game, and personally I find them quite fun. So anyway, basically as the game starts, you can choose difficulties, and you'll just constantly replay the game anyway over the difficulties as you're playing through it. This one, the whole point is you've got to shoot the TIE fighters and that, and do the trench run and things like that. They're just there, compared to today's standards, they really can be classed as mini games rather than actual proper games, but I still find them quite fun. Even though they look and sound very crude and all that, it's still something that I quite enjoy. So anyway, that's the Star Wars one. Just going to cut into the Empire one now. So here's the start of Empire. Again, you get to choose your difficulty. Again, you just play through them anyway after you've beat the first one. Whole point of this one is you have to fly around shooting the probe droids. You get the bonuses for shooting the probe droids. If they send the transmission away though, then you're on a section where you have to shoot some ATSTs and stuff like that. So it's, again, little mini game, something that I still find quite fun. And that's basically the Empire one. So now I'm going to cut onto the Jedi one. So this is the Jedi menu. Again, you get to choose difficulty. Again, you'll play through them all anyway. And this time the whole point is you're in the speeder bikes on the Endor Forest. Well, sorry, the moon, forest, Endor, moon of Endor. Anyway, you're on Endor, you're in the forest. Basically, you're a speeder bike. You go around shooting enemies and avoiding trees. This one, as you can see, is graphically a hell of a lot better than the other one. Sound-wise, things still sound as gritty. To be fair, it's probably a little bit better. But the main problem with this one is that it just jumps all the time, which can be a little bit annoying. That's basically what the screen's trying to do. Instead of scrolling, it's jumping. So that can give you a right old headache. You've also, as you can see there, got the Ewoks, and they'll help you out again. Just try and basically trick the stormtroopers into flying over where they are. So anyway, that's happening. Let's go into the main game now, because basically the changes this time around, you've still got everything that you had in the last one, where you've got like the Squadron of TIEs to help you out and things like that. Not Squadron of TIEs even, the Squadron of X-Wings to help you out against the TIEs and to shoot the guns and all that. But this time you've also got walking missions, which, to be fair, I personally hate the walking missions, because not because of the fact that the walking missions and all I wanted to do was fly around and shoot things, which I do still enjoy, but mainly because they're not really done that well. Had they played, like, for example, the walking parts of Jedi Outcast, that would have been brilliant, but unfortunately they just don't. The controls are really awkward and they're just pretty boring as well. But anyway, you go into the mission select, 15 missions this time. The missions actually span out over different stories, so you've got one that follows the path of Luke, you've got one that follows the path of Wedge Antilles. But as I say, 15 missions with 5 extra to unlock, so plenty there to do. And once again, same as the last one, you can't skip these cutscenes if you haven't watched them before, and since I've just started a new game, I'm instead going to have to ask Bandit to cut. So anyway, here's the flying missions. They're the same as always. You fly around shooting the enemies. Sometimes you're protecting things by shooting the enemies. Only this time, as well as flying missions, you've also got some walking missions, as I say, but also some walker missions. You can basically play as an ATST, ATPT, just things like that. So you're not always in flying vehicles, you can be in the walkers too, which is pretty damn cool, because I thought they played really well on the first game, but you could only actually play it as a secret level. So it was a bit annoying that they took them out of the second game completely, but now they're finally back. the actual walking missions, you go around shooting enemies with blasters, stormtrooper blasters as well, or if you're Luke then obviously you've got your trusty lightsaber. But personally I just think they play really badly, they're boring, they break up the flying parts of the game, and you just, as I say, just walking around with dodgy controls, and the whole point is to walk around shooting things instead of flying around shooting things, which I much prefer that, because personally I think the graphics of the flying section are much better than the walking sections. Same as always though, you can get like advanced targeting computers so you don't have to hold it down. You can get advanced shields, blasters, lasers, sorry not blasters and lasers are the same thing, but advanced proton torpedoes, concussion missiles, homing proton torpedoes, so there's loads of stuff to look out for. They're just basically these little things that you'll find in the missions, same as always, although they do change their appearance slightly, but it's still a similar style of thing. And that's pretty much, to be fair, everything there is to say about the game. So I'm just going to shut up now and let you have a little listen to the music, because as per usual, Star Wars game, amazing music.
Take out the last transport. Standing by. TIE fighters headed our way. Attacking the TIEs. Take out the last transport. Standing by. TIE fighters headed our way. Attacking the TIEs. That's the last of them.
Excellent. The transports are destroyed and the invasion stalled, but we're not safe yet.
Oh, you've got one on your tail. I see him. I'm on it. He's off your tail now, Commander. I owe you one, Sartley. I'll collect all debts later.
Commander Skywalker, we're showing another wave of Imperials approaching. It's a group of Imperial rotor shuttles attempting to strengthen their ground forces.
So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.